Hello, welcome back to another episode of our podcast, Second Brain, AI powered business thinking. I'm your host, Vimal Patel from RoundTechSquare. Today we have a guest all the way from Sunshine State, Florida, Yeshua Bell. He is into a fencing business. He has his whole company into fencing. They do commercial as well as residential fencing projects. And then we have him on in house. Welcome, Yeshua. Thank you for being here, and then be part of the whole podcast. Then.
Absolutely, Vimal. Appreciate you reaching out to me.
Okay, very nice. So here's a question. We're gonna straight go to the questions about what we want to ask over here on our second brain, saying that in your fencing business, which is a very niche and very unique market in a way, where everybody needs that service, everybody needs that kind of fencing, whether it's a commercial, whether it's a residential. Our question to you is that how are you using technology into your business? How you are leveraging use of technology?
Yeah, and that's exactly sort of why I got into the business because it felt like the industry was lacking. There was a bit of a service gap, and so understanding how important fencing is, providing security, privacy for Florida residents and really across the country. Stand Strong Fencing is a national brand. Um, I felt like it was a very easy decision for me to step into, given my background. And yeah, I mean, we use everything from booking software to artificial intelligence, where we're able to use a software to do a visualization for a customer. Sales engagement tools as well. So yes, being a part of a brand that was so, I guess, tech forward and really, pushing the edge in terms of the tech tools and having, a what I would say is a top-notch tech stack. Say that
Okay,
10 times
okay,
fast.
okay.
That was a huge reason for me, and certainly makes running the business on a day-to-day a lot easier.
Wow. Okay. So it's very unique to hear that you got to this business because that it was a tech savvy. It was more about, they have situated such a nice way there with the use of tech, everything can be scalable fast, go quickly, go like, nicely into the business, and then there is a more quicker and faster outcome. So that's very uniquely set as a business, saying that if it's a tech savvy, definitely it's gonna scale. So now, having said that, anything related to AI? I mean, there is a AI talk, and there is a lot of things related to AI. So anything in AI? I mean, tech, I understand that. That's just very nicely laid out. But any AI tool?
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to just throw out the buzzword there, but it is. We do have a few AI tools, everything from customer engagement, sales analytics tools to visualization tools. So everything from helping my sales reps get smarter, understand how to close deals faster at a better conversion ratio, as well as actually giving the customer a better experience, helping them visualize their project before they've even decided to move forward and really make them more comfortable in moving forward with the project.
Okay, nice. So you are using tech, you are using AI. So my follow-up question would be, with the use of tech and AI, does with the use of marketing and sales, which is a real heart of any business, where you need to scale, you need to grow. What is a significant change you see in the industry of fencing, that the companies or the brand who's using both of those as a tool or as a partnership with the technology, how they are growing faster, and then the people who are left behind those technology, I know what are the different scenarios you can come up with, and then tell us about, saying that, okay, hey, with the use of tech, I can do this thing quicker and faster versus non-using the tech.
Yeah, so I mean, it really first starts with your online exposure, making sure that you are visible, marketing in the right channels. Digital can get a little cumbersome to say, but
Okay.
I would say, even with my company being a newer company, the fact that I've done a lot for my exposure, for instance, on my Google business profile, making sure that, right, I'm coming up in the top search. I think certainly is something that if you want to be relevant, if you want to be prominent today, you have to play in that realm. To think that you're just going to come in and sort of, build a great fence and grow the company that way. I'm sure it's possible, but maybe not at the same rate of growth that you would otherwise.
Okay, nice. Okay. So now in the same manner, if one of your issue or one of your favorite thing, what is you are doing in your business, if you can come up with that idea saying that, okay, one of my task or one of this particular task into this industry or in a fencing business was very smartly done by using a technology very quickly, where I don't need to do that thing 10 times or very repetitively again and again, versus with the use of tech. Now I'm like, very, very stress free, and then everything is happening correctly. So what could be that one thing which is actually a technology solving for you?
Hmm. That's a really tough question. So one of the benefits, again, of being a Stand Strong franchisee is having the use of the proprietary CRM.
Okay, nice. Okay. So you
And
have a CRM
so
which does everything.
we have a CRM that was built out by our founder who uses it every day. So there is an advantage, right, to working with a program that was built by someone who uses it every day. And then, you know, after that, I don't know exactly how I would pick it apart if there's specific features within the software, or just it creates an overall experience from the leads coming
Okay.
in for them to be able to book, quickly, efficiently, being able to configure, availability, territories, right? Building estimates in that CRM. It's a very seamless experience for the sales
Right.
sales
Okay.
folks, right? Then generating those invoices, the job records, workflow. I mean, it's just all very thought out, right?
Okay. Okay. Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, so I don't know if there's a particular, hey, this thing, but it's just like what I am using on a daily basis. The CRM, which is called Fence Flow, um, it makes
Okay.
my job easier. Yeah,
Easy. Okay.
from A to
So
Z. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Nicely. So it's very good to know where the tool, like like you said, Fence Flow, it does the job of the whole entire 360 work around about that business, which might have a lot of notification, a lot of automations, like reminder if somebody just have an inquiry or somebody has a request, an estimate to you. It does the job while even you are sleeping, saying that it's sending you the notification, it's sending you the reminder, it's sending you appointment reminder, and all those fun things which you just set once on the tool and software. It just happens automatically, very quick, very fast, very reliable. At the same time, it gets you the perfect results in terms of like connecting and engaging with the client. So that I think that's the part you must be loving about having a technology in your business. I think that's what I'm hearing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then on the back end to be able to pull reports easily, right? Because it's not
Okay.
only sort of
Okay. Hey, that's your
handling
magic.
everything
Yeah.
on the front end and making sure that, we're creating a seamless customer experience, but then for me to be able to go back and be able to analyze the data to make sure that I'm continuing to, invest and employ and grow at a rate that is comfortable.
Okay, very nice. Okay. So I think those analytics, those reports, what is happening in the front gives you the insights about the business to plan, to scale, and to kind of, put your expense and income ratios properly and then position yourself very strong. Okay, very nice. So now the next question comes in my mind is, now, tell me that problem, right? So these are all the good things where the software is doing for you. You are making a use of it, and then it's just giving you a lot of positivity, opportunity, right? Now the question comes about the situation where you think on your wildest dream, saying that, okay, hey, when I do my business, these two tasks, I may not like it, and I want the AI to take over, or I want the technology to take over, which I don't need to put a lot of lot of brain, a lot of like, manual work. It may be like, human mistakes. So it could be anything. If that one thing, or maybe multiple thing, I'm not sure. But if you can just point out to me saying that, okay, hey, here is the thing that I wish that I have the tech behind it, which can do the wonders for me. I mean, don't tell me buying the inventory, because I know the fencing. I know it's just crazy industry in a way where everything is just kind of depend on each other, where the item comes in and then the product comes in, and then you have to depend on material, you have to depend on people, you have to depend on humans. So I always talk to the founders, and they always say that, okay, hey, the saying which says that AI will take my job, it never applies to the industry like this, because still there is an expert people, and then the people who are doing the actual work, they still need to exist. I mean, the software does the software part, but again, the manual work needs to be done with an expert people who have experience in fencing, right? So keep that thing in mind. Anything wild is right, what you can think of.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not at the point where we have AI that are digging fence posts or driving fence posts.
Okay.
So, there's still a human element from what I have gathered in my time so far, is that the experts in the industry, the people that I look to for guidance in construction specifically, uh, are not tech savvy.
I see. Okay. Okay. No,
So,
that's right.
there is this need for human beings, for people, and then utilizing those people with the technology. I need some technology to sort of bridge that gap. So
Okay. I got it. So
I'm
what
familiar
you're
with
trying to.
technology, but unfortunately, a lot of the people that I work with on a daily basis are really great at building fence, and maybe
Oh,
even
okay.
really good with people. But then
Okay.
when I introduce the technology piece,
They're like,
it yeah, it's not necessarily the thing that what I'm finding is that the people with that skill set are attracted to, or that have great skill, great technical aptitude.
okay,
So.
understood. So you are saying that in this particular market, a lot of people are still needs to be, I would use the word educate, saying that, okay, hey, you could be the good at what you're doing. You are expert in being making the fence, and then doing it with your expertise and experience. But at the same time, as a leader, you are aware of the use of technology. You are knowing the kind of importance of technology, which is does your things and then scale your business. So the education is something which is missing, saying that, okay, how can we educate those gentlemen or those expert people who are doing actual work, adopt the technology and say that, okay, hey, yes, you know what, I got it. I was used to do it, measure the things with the manual thing. Now, by looking at this map in a computer, it looks cool. I understand that this is my, the spaces and all those stuff. So all those kind of cool things to adopt, accept, and then kind of, bank on it. Yeah, it's very, very, very good recipe for us, people like us who are creating a tech for fencing, saying that, okay, hey, how can we make this thing so user friendly? If somebody has been doing the fencing from years, but he can see that it can be as good as him reading the text message, or him using a Facebook app. That's how easy it is to use the tag to kind of do his job. So I think for me, the learning would be that make the tag so easy and user friendly for this market that it can be used very well. Okay, nice. I think that gives us an opportunity, I would say, that fencing business is also using the technology, right? So we can do many more things. The last question before we end this thing, uh, if you have a social media, like how the social media right now, trending things happening on social media that are really goes viral and everything, uh, is that social media trend, do you like as a business owner in terms of exposure or marketing stuff like that? I mean, what are your thoughts about using social media for the business?
Um, it is definitely something I'm looking into, being that I've been open now for just under a year. Um, I was not sort of encouraged by the brand to be doing social out of the gate, and so I held off. And but it is something that I'm looking into today. We do make posts on social, Instagram, LinkedIn primarily. I have a Facebook page as well, but it is definitely something that I want to explore. I do know that there is more opportunity, but
Done correctly.
it needs to be done correctly. Yes, I'm not looking just for a quantity of leads. It needs to be of a certain quality, and that's sort of that's what we need to flesh out.
Okay, okay, nice. So, okay, so social media still has a lot of positive impact in a fencing business. It still has an opportunity to exposure and then, maybe doing the sales and marketing side, maybe towards the awareness side. Yeah, so social media still be a good, helpful tool for the business. Very nice. So yeah, so last question. If somebody wants to get to know you or get to know about your business, where they can come in terms of maybe avail your one of your service about the residence or commercial, where they should contact you? Where
Absolutely.
can we find you at?
So standstrong.com, my location, Stand Strong of Riverview here in the Tampa, Florida market. But yeah, we're a national brand. Come check us out. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and appreciate you having me on, Vimal.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for being over here. That is okay and goodbye for now, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thanks.